Once upon a time, there was a king who loved his kingdom to no end. One day he looked upon the people that inhabited his vast land and saw that they were dying. His kingdom rivers had run dry, and the beauty that had once clothed his great nation had withered. He looked upon the riches that draped his castle and grew weary of his people's suffering. In his kindness, he decided to extend his inheritance to anyone who would accept it by offering them his most beloved possession, the flower of Adelaide, which granted eternal life. The king created a portal that stretched from the outer kingdoms into his own, for the first time eliminating the distance that had been between them. Two citizens caught the king's eye in particular, a humble widow and a very rich man. The woman, broken from tragedy, came to the gate with the purest intentions, accepting the king's gift freely. The rich man, however, was arrogant and full of greed. He sought only to fulfill his own need for power. But regardless of the differences between the woman and the man, the king had made a promise, and he intended on keeping it. Upon entering the garden, the king warned the man and the woman not to wander too far from his gate, for when night fell upon the garden, whoever was left in it would be forced to remain in eternal darkness. The woman heeded the king's words and remained as close as possible to the garden gate. But the heart of the rich man was bitter and cold, as he wandered the garden unimpressed of his surroundings.
Into mine.
himself to be a wise man, he believed that time was his ally and that the king's words were open to interpretation. The man reached the edge of the garden, only to see the sun escaping behind the horizon, realizing that what the king had spoken was true. The woman walked out of the garden with the sun on her back, having gained the king's inheritance and received the eternal life that the flower offered. Though the rich man tried with all his might to escape the darkness, it was too late, and the gate had closed before his eyes. Though the king had freely given away what he held most dear, he could not undo the choice that the rich man had made. Life came back to the kingdom, and the beauty that had once covered the land had returned. But in the darkness, the rich man searched for the garden gate relentlessly, still wondering how different it might have been if only he had listened.